There's no denying that this year has been pretty slow in terms of 2-packs so far. We got the first case long ago. Then we've just now barely gotten the second case that is pretty much identical to the first with the addition of Red and Stanley, which is cool and all, but obviously nothing new. And then here we are now also just barely getting the third case of 2-packs for the year with brand new release of Bella Cadavre. This is actually the first new character in the 2-pack since 2021 with Double Clutch Daily, I believe. So it's kind of crazy, and even that year didn't have too much new in terms of 2-packs. So this is pretty cool. I am quite excited about this release, and the 2-pack case that's after this is only going to get more insane with Caputo Ninja, Kabuto with Flames, Chiefess, Jeremy. I mean, the Clown, Harlem Haynes pack. I mean, it's just going to be insane. There's the Twin Ghosts. So yeah, they saved everything for the very end in terms of 2-packs this year. And honestly, that's fine with me. I'm a patient guy, at least I like to think I am. But yeah, guys, today, welcome back to another Mr. Docketer review. Obviously, we're going to be reviewing Bella Cadavre here, the director from the B-movie episode of Cars on the Road. Now, of course, they couldn't give us 2 new cars in one 2-pack. That is against Mattel's bylaws. They cannot give you 2 new cars in a 2-pack. That just does not fly over there. So yeah, hence why we got Deputy Lightning McQueen, who's been released as a single this year. We'll compare them, see if they're any different. I don't think they are. But yeah, all jokes aside, Mattel's never, it's not against their rules by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not going to do that. Although they are, I guess, with the Twin Ghosts, but they're just like identical cars. They just don't do that often because it's a total marketing plot, I guess, to get you to buy more and not to shoot their wad so early. Like they're probably saving President Mater for something special next year. He'll probably be, 2024 KC. I'm feeling it for President Mater. But yeah, he could have totally fit into this 2-pack, and there were a whole bunch of other characters that could have as well. But Bella, I will take it, guys. I'm not complaining. I promise. Now, 2023, obviously new for 2023. You have the Deputy McQueen art there. They call him Deputy Hazzard with 2 Z's, but on the badge, I'm pretty sure, yep, it only has 1 Z, so there's a little inconsistency still. Bella's looking real nice. The blister's like angled because of her headset there. See how she's kind of like poking out, not straight at McQueen. So that's kind of a cool look in the packaging. Now there is one other new 2-pack in this case. It is Drift Party Mater, who's also released as a single, and then Dragon Lightning McQueen. So 2 like technically new Thailand variants, but again, Drift Party Mater has already been released. And then, like I said, they're saving all the, well, I guess this one is in the case as well. Cave McQueen and Pitstoposaurus, but no one really cares about those because they've both already been released as singles. And then, so yeah, like I said, the next case is really where all the magic's at. Another one I didn't mention here, Gerson Marshall and Mark Sondheimer. That's a new release right there. A repaint of That's Jammin', albeit, but still super cool. Very excited that they're doing that because originally this was just going to be a Revo cost That's Jammin' 2-pack. And then I guess they were like, to hell with that. We're going to put a new car in there. So hey, I'll take it. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, you have Noriyuki and Sarah Cogs too. It's funny because that came out last year and I was not able to find it for the life of me, and I was getting really upset and frazzled because I wanted it. It's a nice 2-pack, and so obviously I needed Sarah Cogs from it. Bought it online, bought another one to keep in the package, and now it peg warms. I don't know about you guys, but this 2-pack peg warms more than any other 2-pack right now, even like Lightning McQueen and Mater there. So that's crazy. It's just been included in way too many cases at this point, like 3 in a row, which is too much. So yeah, there you have Road Trip McQueen, Road Trip Mater, the original versions, not the new variants, to be clear. The new variants that you see in the back right corner there, these are the regular ones. And yeah, that's all I have to show for you on the back. I will be right back now with Bella and Deputy McQueen all opened up. All right. So before we get into it, I do want to shout out GetMeCollecitlbes. Check out his eBay store linked in the description below if you need literally anything Cars related. It could even be an alarm clock. I saw him literally list a Cars alarm clock the other day. So yeah, like I said, anything. I'm talking anything. And also, if you want to email him regarding a full case, you could do so using his email address in the description below. He's getting in all the new cases. It just might take a little bit longer than what I've already reviewed. Like, I know he doesn't have J yet, but he will. He absolutely will. He will have this 2-pack case as well. I just have been kind of going nuts getting things early, guys. I've just been enjoying the summer so far and really making up for a lackluster April and May. But all right, let me show you guys where Bella appears in Cars on the Road. I was going to say Cars 3 there because that's just kind of what I've always said. But no, we're past Cars 3 now. We're on to Cars on the Road. So yeah, obviously a pretty main character in this episode. And honestly, one of the more iconic supporting characters across the entire series. Like, I would probably put her in like the top 7 main characters in the entire show. And I said that kind of similarly to Jeremy. And I would. Like, I think it goes McQueen, Mater, Ivy, Matto, Cruz. And then after that, you could toss Bella in there. I think Bella, Chiefess, Captain Longleggy, Jeremy, those are all ranked above. Randy, for example, I think you have Kay and Maypillar Derev. They're flowing more around like the 16th and 17th spot. I'm kind of excluding the townies because they just have their obligatory appearance at the beginning and then they're gone. You know, they really have no part in the road trip itself. But hey, you guys let me know, what are your like top 10 main characters from Cars on the Road? This isn't favorite characters. This is just who you think were the most prominent in the show. And I think Bella would be like around 6 or 7 in my personal opinion. I'm trying to think of someone else who would be like on top of her. No one from Trucks, obviously. And then you have Griswold and Clutch Humboldt in there, Margaret Motoray. I don't think any of those would top any of those would top Bella here. So yeah, Salt Flats, maybe Noriyuki, maybe, but even then, I think Bella is like one of the most iconic characters from the show. So yeah, although she certainly isn't an iconic model, she is a Fiat, and I think it's the sixth Fiat in the same model that Mattel has done. So we'll compare them all in a couple of moments here. I have them all pulled out here, guys. And this is the first one from Thailand, so that's kind of cool. Although they have done one from Thailand, but it started off in China. Carney Carspur, that is. All right, so let's first, though, compare Deputy McQueen's. The KC version here is on the right, the 2-pack version here on the left, single version here on the right. They have been including him in a couple more of the recent single cases as well. But yeah, he is pretty much identical. I would not expect there to be a change within a few weeks. And we're going to see how far apart these guys were produced once I flip the base over. I'm going to go with they were only produced probably about like 15 to 17 weeks apart. My gut probably tells me it's longer than that, but I'm just going to say like 15 to 17 weeks they were produced apart. So we're going to take a look here in a moment, but yeah, everything looks good. This is a really cool release. It almost doesn't look like Lightning McQueen. Decals are a bit blurry, a little grainy, but they aren't horrible. Actually, this one looks worse than this. This one looks marginally better, so that is the 2-pack version. Light bar looks the same. The backs look very similar and not much going on anyways. All right, guys, what do you think? 15 to 20 weeks? I would take the over on that if I were you. I would take the over because it's been more than that. Actually, has it though? It's been like right around there. Let's see. Since KC came out, that is. All right, so S10A, there should be some simple math here. Oh, wait, never mind. This is the original one. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I was way off, actually. I was really off. 9 weeks. Okay, SO1A for the KC single version. Now, granted, I got this like 3 weeks before the case came out, so this one might have been like an early run, so it's not a great like average. But, yeah, interesting. Yeah, only 9 weeks apart. I guess that does kind of make sense. Things got a little wonky. The 2-packs were supposed to come out long before now, and yet the singles were supposed to come out like after they did, so it's kind of like a weird weird distortion there. It's like they were ahead of schedule on the singles and then they were behind schedule on the 2-packs, and that probably is what caused them to be produced so close together. But that's a good thing because we don't have a variant. You know, we do not like variants in stuff that's produced so close together like that. Absolutely not. Okay, so now we got him out of our hair. I do want to take a moment to say how crappy this President Mater color changer is. Like, look at the wear and tear that this thing has gathered just by sitting in a shelf for the last couple months here. I mean, just look at around the edges of his roof here and the headlight. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but it just looks like the water really got to it. Like, the edges of him just kind of chip really easily. And that goes for all color changers, but some definitely worse than others. But yeah, all right, cool. Him, now Bella. It is Bella time, baby. All right, let's take a look here. Now, my first complaint, and probably my only complaint, fingers crossed, hopefully, are that her eyes are just big and very robotic looking. They're looking straight on, which, you know, most cars do have eyes looking straight on, but when they are, you have to have them look a little bit more realistic than this. This just is not the best expression in the world. This is like Disney Store expression right here. The eyes are just too big, a little bit too stoic almost. Even though she's smiling, it's just kind of lifeless to me. This doesn't feel lived in. Like, there are some cars that I've been reviewing lately that feel just like full of life, like very vivacious. And I know that sounds crazy to talk about a diecast inanimate object, but I look at, for example, Pitstoposaurus, West Philanthropus, very lived in. And let me think, Jeremy, oh yeah, absolutely. Mateo kind of floats that line a little bit, but for sure Jeremy. But Bella here, absolutely not, lifeless. You can see the Fiat logo there on the grill. Pretty blurry, but that is what that says. Headlights, everything very nice, but a little blurry for sure. The eyes do not look grainy at all. Like, everything's pretty clear up here, so that's a good thing. She's got some nice rims here, gray with a black center. A very nice glossy coat of red paint, I will say that. Nice headsets here. On the back, her license plate is very blurry. I think it's like CO6-06W. I feel like we just reviewed a car that had a license plate similar to that. Like, I don't know, I feel like Kelly Beambright's license plate was like that, but I don't know, I probably am wrong. Yeah, that's supposed to say Fiat as well. Yeah, it's really blurry. You have the exhaust pipe down here, which looks pretty good, I will say, because that's kind of like a separate piece there. I like the extra light there on the windows. Yeah, so these windows are actually painted with a little bit of black trim. You have a very firm, this is plastic, but it is the firmest antenna I have ever felt. That sounds weird, but like, you can bend this one and twirl it around a little bit. See that? This one, absolutely not. That is hard plastic. If you were to step on that, you would bleed. So yeah, don't do that. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. And yeah, the headset doesn't have a microphone or anything, which I found always a little weird. But I guess, yeah, she doesn't have one in the show. Overall, a nice car for sure. She fits the bill. She does what she needs to do, right? But I think this is probably one of the weaker cars on the road characters that they've released literally out of all of them. I think it's bad expression, bad decals, and that's saying a lot for a car that has like 3 decals. It's like 2 Fiat logos and the license plate. And I guess you could say the taillights as well, but the license plate's one of the worst I've ever seen on a Thailand car. Like, usually I can read them no problem, but I struggled. I'm not even sure if that says CO6. You know what I mean? That Fiat logo's trash. And granted, they've never looked amazing before because it is a very small little button, but I'd say that looks pretty gosh darn good. Like, the Fiat text, if that was brighter, you'd be able to read it much better. But it is there, and it's thin enough to read. License plate looks fantastic on Franca here. Pull up Francesca. Again, not the best Fiat logo in the world, but I'd say it's much better. And they actually improved a bit. Like when you get to Alberto here, who I think is the best one that they've done, because, hey, look, his expression is awesome, looking to the side, very lively. But yeah, his Fiat logo is fantastic. I think it's also a part of the grill, whereas the other ones, they were kind of just floating. And then look at that. Look at that, guys. Crystal clear Fiat. They peaked. Mattel peaked in terms of their Fiats in 2014 with Alberto, and ever since then, it's just been... I couldn't tell you how Cartney was from Thailand a couple years ago. But yeah, Cartney is a little bit of a different animal as well. Doesn't have a Fiat logo in the back. The license or the taillights are just like silver plates. Same thing with the headlights. So they kind of copped out on him a bit. And yeah, it's kind of weird because although they did that with Franca and Francesca in the front, they gave them actual taillights in the back. But yeah, and then they really copped out on Frank Lechenson here, who just has generic logos. It's just a red dot. They didn't even try to make it say Fiat. And I mean, the back on him just looks so generic and boring. Doesn't even look like a real license plate. So yeah, it's kind of funny how much they've varied, but let's just do a kind of chronological comparison here. Frank Lechenson here was actually the first one to be released in 2012 in a 7-pack exclusive to Target. I remember vividly when I got it. Got it right before I went to go see my grandma at the rehab facility. I remember it vividly, which is pretty crazy because I was only 11 years old. And here I am now. Here I am now. I wish I could go back. I don't know. Some things are good now. I'd say pros and cons of growing up, for sure. But yeah, this was the first one. Obviously, is a little bit bigger. Francesco Bernoulli fan. And yeah, this was at the point like Mattel was in their infancy. They didn't know what they were doing, so they're like, just put some dots on them, make his taillights just silver plates. Don't have to make anything look realistic at all. No one will care. And so yeah, that's how Frank was born here. He was supposed to be re-released. I think he might have been, but he was supposed to be released as a single, and I think he was replaced by Alberto or something. And then you got Franca in 2013 as I think she was a chase, or was Francesca the only one that was a chase? Either way, obviously one of the dance partners at Porto Corsa in the Village in Cars 2. And yeah, so they did much better with her. They gave her a little bit more accurate headlights there. The Fiat logo for sure. They gave her like road hug tires instead of just generic tires. And then yeah, certainly cleaned up the back here with the taillights, license plate, and the Fiat logo again. And then yeah, Francesca did the exact same thing. I don't think I ever found Francesca. You know what? Never mind. I take that back. I did. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did find Francesca in a store. I actually remember that pretty vividly as well. I was at Toys R Us and there was a case on the ground. I think it was open, but it wasn't like nothing had been taken out yet. And it was, I think, like case H. It might have actually been, yeah, case H or something like that. Had like Victor Pavillon, Snot Rod with Flames, and Francesca. I started taking the cars out and someone yelled at me for it. I was like, I would have put them on the pegs, don't worry. But yeah, she was actually cool about it, but I did kind of get like, hey, what you doing over there, man? But I did, yeah, find her at a store, so that was cool. All right, so yeah, Francesca. Who next? So then they did Cartney and Alberto in the same year. But you could see that now, yeah, they're a little bit more, they're all the same size now, you could see. Like Frank was a little bit larger and then they downsized for the next few that they did here. I actually like Cartney's expression quite a bit. Much better than Bella's. But yeah, they took the road hug off his tires and kind of reverted back to the Frank days with the silver taillights. But he does have a nice little souvenir here. And yeah, he's great. This souvenir is used a lot throughout Cars too. So if you got to make customs with that hat, you got to use Mr. Cartney Carspur here. Because the only other, I think, yeah, so Bob Motor has one of those. But because Bob Motor's like super uber rare, you do not want to sacrifice a Bob Motor to get that hat. Even though his is better because it's a little bit larger, but still not worth it. Okay, and so then, like I said, they peaked later on with Alberto. Even though Alberto's technically a little bit bigger, They're all the same model though. Like they all are, yes, technically supposed to be the same Fiat model. But yeah, they enlarged them a bit. And yeah, so he's still a little bit bigger than Bella. But yeah, this guy's just fantastic. Great decals, great expression, great flag. Not the best looking taillights in the world. Like I think Francesca's and Franca's look a little bit better because these are just red blobs on top of the silver. But yeah, guys, wow, this has been a long review. It's just been, there's so much to compare her to. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below, who's your favorite Fiat? There were 6 of them there. My favorite is, like I said, Alberto. It's not even close really at all. If you had asked me my second favorite, I would not have any idea what to say because I think that they're all not great. They're not the best. They've struggled with these, and I don't know why we are struggling to focus here on poor Bella. It's like the camera thinks that Bella's pretty bad too. I guess we're just going to have to go like that for now. And then, yeah, here we have Doug Crankle, and they all look pretty cool together. These are all from the movie episode, of course, even though Doug is the wrong color. He's supposed to be green, but maybe it's just pre-makeup Doug. So I guess we could headcanon that to rationalize it, make ourselves feel better. But let me know in the comment section below, guys, who is your favorite Fiat? Who's your favorite Cars on the Road character? Whatever you want to tell me, I will respond to you if you tell me politely. And let's get a conversation going. As always, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day or night or whatever it may be. And I'll see you soon for another video. Bye now.